Thank you all for joining us here today in our Cycle 7 Demo Day. We have a very interesting lineup of startups. We're very proud of them, and we're very proud to have you all here witnessing the graduation from our acceleration cycle. Now I'll leave the floor to Dean Karim Saghir, Dean of School of Business, to give the opening statement of the AUC Venture Lab Demo Day. Thank you.
Honored guests, esteemed partners, distinguished members of the AUC BRT accreditation visit, dear students, dear entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. So first of all, I would like to warmly welcome you all to the AUC campus. We still say the AUC new campus already, although we moved it almost 8 years ago actually, but welcome to the AUC campus for the 7th demo day of the AUC Venture Lab. Today, we are graduating 10 startups, so I am sure that the event today will be very inspiring, hopefully for those who think of becoming entrepreneurs, but also I'm sure that it will be fun and enjoyable for everybody today. First of all, I wanted to share with you that back in 2009, the AUC School of Business has identified entrepreneurship as the main strategic focus area that we wanted to start with and to focus on. Now, when I look at what has been done since 2009, I think we became a very, very active and impactful player in the ecosystem in Egypt, but even beyond. Many things have been done since 2009. We really wanted to start then by huge awareness campaigns because at that time, many people thought that entrepreneurship is very easy and it's very easy to become the next Steve Jobs, which is not impossible, but people have to be aware of the challenges that entrepreneurs face worldwide, but especially here in the region. So really we wanted to have many dialogues, many awareness sessions with potential entrepreneurs, and we had more than 7,000 participants in Egypt, Lebanon, the UAE, Morocco, etc., in Tunisia as well. So this, I think, was very impactful. Then we had competitions, we had boot camps for promising entrepreneurs. We also had a new minor in entrepreneurship that we are starting next semester. But something else that I'm proud of, and I will explain what I'm proud of, what's the percentage of people who speak English in the region, you think? Give me a number. No, alhamdulillah, it's much more. So only 35% of the population in the Arab region speak English, which means that all the MOOCs courses that Harvard and MIT has successfully produced are not accessible for 65% of the people here. So one of the things that I'm really proud of as a citizen of the region is what Queen Rania started, Queen Rania Foundation actually started, which is called Idrak. It's MOOCs courses in Arabic, open for everybody, it's for free, and AUC School of Business offered a course in entrepreneurship actually done by Dr. Ayman Ismail, and this is something else that we had an impact on. Other things that we did, many case studies about successful entrepreneurs in Egypt, because we really wanted to send a message to the rest of the world that the region is not only about problems and challenges and issues, but we have some successful stories here that we are proud of, and we want other potential entrepreneurs in the region to be inspired with these stories. So in 2013, actually in June 2013, we launched the AUCVLab. We really wanted these great ideas that young people in the Arab region have to be converted into successful and scalable actual businesses that would employ people and improve the economy in Egypt. What I'm really proud of is that it seems that I'm really proud of many things, so thanks for the team for making all this happen. The other thing that was really very strategic for us, it was a strategic decision, is that we wanted the AUCVLab to be open to all potential entrepreneurs, not to AUC students. for everybody in the region who has a great idea and want to transform it into a successful and scalable startup. Let me share with you some statistics. To date, we have incubated 70 startups. We had more than 1,240 mentoring and training hours by 114 mentors involved. These startups generated 43 million Egyptian pounds in revenue. I will not convert it into dollars. 27 million pounds in funding. And one of the most important criteria of the VLab, of the success of our startups, is job creation, one of the chronic issues in the region. The startups created more than 432, actually the exact number, 432 new jobs since 2013. So I think, despite of the very young age of the VLab, many things have been done, things that we are proud of, and this has been recognized by the university-based index, UBI, which is based in Sweden, and it ranked the AUCVLab as the best university-based incubator in the Middle East and North Africa. So this is something, a good recognition of the impact that we have been making through the AUCVLab. None of this would have happened without the commitment, the dedication, and the valuable support of many key stakeholders. First of all, I would like to thank my colleagues, faculty members, who have launched the VLab, but also who have been helping a lot in mentoring pro bono during the past 3 years. So thank you very much, my colleagues, faculty members. I would also like to thank our business mentors, our partners, who are, many of them are here today. Really, this would not have been done without your amazing commitment. We truly appreciate that. This is the difference we are making together for Egypt, and we are giving to the new generation what it really deserves. I would also like to thank our generous sponsors who really supported the VLab and the idea very much since day one. I would like especially to thank the Arab African International Bank, General Electric, and Solid. Another thing, that an expansion of what the AUCVLab is doing, we will start a new program separate from the actual cycles that we do, which is with focus only on fintech startups. So this will be done in partnership and powered by CIB, the Commercial International Bank. So I wanted to thank the CIB, one of our key partners for the past 6 decades. Last but definitely not least, I would like to thank my team, those who really started the VLab and have worked really very diligently since then. First of all, I would like to thank my dear colleague, Ayman Ismail, who is the director of the VLab. I remember since day one, we were asking Ayman, do you think you can do this by yourself? You know, an incubator, business incubator, and make it famous and impactful, etc. He said, don't worry, we will do it. So this is really an example of entrepreneurship. We started this as a new business, not for profit, but still it's a new business that has made impact that we are really proud of. So the team, Ayman Ismail, the director of the VLab, Bayoumi, Farah, Hadil, Hamza, Hani, Maram, Mayar, Rania, Rahmi, and Yahya. Thank you very much all. And again, I wish you a fun event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dean Karim, for the wonderful words. I have many things to say, but I'm going to keep them till the end. Right now, I just wanted to actually get into an interesting part. Last cycle, we launched a tradition that we hope to continue, which I think is very important, recognizing people who are contributing a lot to the ecosystem. We launched last semester the AUC Venture Lab Award for Entrepreneurial Impact, and the first award was offered to Karim Bishara, who's with us here, who is an amazing entrepreneur. The AUC Award, the AUC Venture Lab Award for Entrepreneurial Impact, it aims to recognize individuals who have made extraordinary contributions to entrepreneurship in Egypt. We recognize entrepreneurial leaders in 3 types of areas. First, accomplished entrepreneurs, people who have successfully launched their own business and present an inspiring role model for others, or leaders of the ecosystem, the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Egypt, or last, government policies, government policy makers and government leaders who are making a real impact in that space. So every cycle, every semester, we offer this award in recognition for those leaders. This cycle, we're proud to offer it to Mohammed Azab of Saha Capital. Let me tell you a little bit. So Mohammed graduated in 1999 with a bachelor and then an MBA from Washington State University. He was a banker by career. We're not going to hold this against him, but he worked in Citibank, he worked in ABN AMRO for several years. And then he started a financial investment advisory company, Makasib, in the UAE in 2006. And he led that for 3 years, and he'll tell you more about this. In 2011, he returned back to Egypt, and he decided to team up with his mother-in-law, a very interesting success story, who was one of the top doctors in Egypt, Dr. Amina Hassab, and she had a medical lab in Alex. He managed to actually take this lab from a small technical lab into actually one of the biggest healthcare firms in Egypt through a lot of hard work. Over the past 4 years, they managed to grow the company by 4x. They grew their branches from 2 branches in Alexandria to 40 branches. They went from 400,000 tests every year to 1.5 million tests every year. And that was an amazing growth story in a very economically challenging situation. In 2015, they exited. They sold the company to Sahm, which is an African insurance company. And right now, Mohammed is getting into his second career where he's starting Saha Capital, an impact investment fund that's focusing on healthcare in Egypt and Africa. So Mohammed is an amazing example for an entrepreneur, an investor, and a mentor. He's always been available for us and to mentor other people who in the ecosystem, and we're very happy to offer him our award, our second impact award. Some interesting remarks about his story and how did he get there.
Thank you very much. This is like my Oscar moment, huh? What about the Oscar, Mr. Ayman? So, first of all, I'm very, very humbled and happy to be here. This is actually our second recognition this year. We were recognized by the Harvard Business School a few months ago in Boston, where they actually did a Harvard business case from Saha Capital and Hassab, which actually we were the 5th Egyptian company to be among the Harvard Business School cases. For us, this was a huge achievement to be among the Orascoms and the very big companies in the country. So it's a huge honor, but it's even better to be recognized in your home country among good friends and colleagues. So thank you again. I really appreciate that. So let me give you an idea about Saha Capital and how did we start. I used to live in the UAE as a partner in a boutique investment company. We did quite well, started in 2006, grew quite well, 2008 with the financial crisis. We had a turbulent time, but we managed to stay through. With the revolution, like many of the young people here, I decided to move back to Egypt and try to make an impact. I'm still optimistic, if you're not surprised. I still believe in the future, so I think it's going to be very tough. I know some of you are laughing, but eventually we'll get there. The idea was to start an impact healthcare private equity firm. So we invested in AUCVLab, small amount, I raised some money from friends and families. We took that business, as Ayman said, from a 2-branch business to 40 branches. We built the business with full processes, policies, ERP, and actually we're the first accredited lab in the country. We grew the business from 30 employees to 400 employees. And during that 4 years of 2 revolutions and 3-4 months of curfews, we actually managed to do quite well. We were approached, because everyone was quite shy in the country, they're not investing, but we invested heavily. And it was very tough times. I'm not gonna, everybody knows how it was, but it was very tough personally. I had my savings, depleting almost every day. I had issues trying to, should I move my girls to another school until I make this happen? So we took a big risk, and I'm very happy it paid off. During those 4 years, we were approached by friends from Abraj a couple of times to do an acquisition, approached by 2 Gulf private equity firms to buy us out. So we were doing quite well. At the end, we decided, and actually through one of my mentors in the ecosystem, which is Kareem's brother, Khaled Bishara, he gave me a very good advice saying, if you're starting private equity, you have to have an exit. A lot of people say, the private equity, but they never exit, they just invest. So this was the trigger, and then we decided to do our first exit, and we sold 70% of the company, and we did really, really well. I mean, it was perfect timing, and then it was the primary and the secondary, so it was like a capital increase and a trade sale as well. After that, we've invested more in the business. We've opened up, so we took a small lab from Alexandria, now we're present in Morocco, and we bought another lab in the south of Egypt. And then the whole idea of Saha Capital was built on the success of AUCVLab. So what we did, we have a plan to invest over the next 3 years, to invest $100 million. I mean, first we have to raise $100 million to invest $100 million. That's the challenge. But then again, we're about 15% from that target. So I think we were doing quite well, alhamdulillah. And then our biggest project right now is Saha Hospital Group. We are focusing, our strategy is very simple. We're focusing on the mid-income hospital chains. So our plan is to build a 1,000-bed hospital chain serving the mid-income in Egypt. It's a very focused strategy, and it's actually has a development approach as well, where we take old hospitals that have no succession planning, they're in very bad shape, we come on board, we do a similar model like we did in AUCVLab, we restructure the business, we renovate the whole asset, and then we expand that and scale it up. So this is as far as Saha Capital is concerned. I have to give it to the ecosystem again. Many of the people in this room have mentored me, and I'm really grateful. Starting from Ayman, Amr, Luay, Walid, Kareem, many times on IT. They've been a great help. And I think many people in this room, I think it's highly important that you recognize places like VLab, Endeavor, which I'm a big believer of scale-ups. Obviously, I was selected by Endeavor in 2012. Started mentoring 12-13 in 2013, and I joined the board 2 years ago. I think it's giving back. This is what this whole ecosystem is all about. And I was very fortunate to do an exit. Made some money. It was nice for a change. And then it's important to give back to the community. I think I'm very happy to be part of this ecosystem, and I really hope that with what's happening in Egypt and all these exits and all these a lot of role models here in this room and in other places of the country, I think the momentum is growing, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much again. Thank you.
And now we'll be starting the graduate speeches. Please help me give our first graduate, Reina, a hand. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So, when it comes, I wanted just to start to share something with you. When it comes to dressing up, it's all about our own personal branding. But when it comes to wedding dress, our own wedding dress, it's another level. We all want to look nice and elegant and beautiful. We want to feel luxurious in our very own way. However, checking the prices, a lot of us can't justify spending thousands of dollars from our hard-earned money on a 4-hour event or an ever-changing trend. And I know it's frustrating to trade off, or just sometimes we dream about having a nice dress online and we can just download it like we download music. But the good news is that now you can, and I'm gonna show you how. I'm Reina Gowns and I'm presenting La Reina. La Reina is a high-end designer dresses platform where dress owners and dress seekers can connect in a professional, safe, and organized way. Dress owners can get up to 40% of their dress price without actually selling it. And dress seekers can enjoy their Cinderella moments and have their designer dress with 20% by renting it out from La Reina. But what's the market for this model? For dress owners, we have yearly more than 100 million worth of dresses that are staying in the closet collecting dust. But for dress seekers, we have a potential spending of almost 1 billion that they are spent yearly on wedding dresses. So my team, Passan, Amr, Sandra, and Ines, and myself, we collaborated together to find a way out, to keep on with a changing trend without the investment term of keeping going. We worked on a model that combined the easiness of Airbnb and the functionality of Netflix. So we had to look at our competition here. First, we have a lot of shops like Hezgawis, which cater a different market segment. And internationally, we have some brands like Designer 24 and Brand Runway. But all of them, they invest in their own inventory. However, in La Reina, we believe in the power of people. So we started our business with wedding gowns because it's the hardest and it's the most sentimental dress to every girl. And it gives us a chance to validate our model more. So we've been catering La Reina experience for more than 6 months now. We started out in April by launching our website with 16 dresses, and in August we became cash positive, and finally in October we broke even after making a revenue of almost 100,000. So how we did that? By our revenue model. We have a 30% margin and an optional 5% service fee. So La Reina now has access to more than 6 million worth of dresses by investing around 95,000 and generating more than 350. And today we're very excited to launch our evening dresses because it's the first step to literally put your closet in the cloud. All you can do now is just download the nice dress you want and it will magically appear in your closet. So we have an expected monthly growth of 25% and ROI of more than 200% in a market size that's worth almost 10 billion. So whether you are a dress seeker or a dress owner, you can now expand your closet or cash it out through our mentioned platforms or visit our booth outside. Thank you.
Coding can change your life. Meet معاوية الديب, an Egyptian immigrant. هو وعيلته مروا بظروف صعبة جدا. They ended up living in a homeless shelter. ساعتها he got a scholarship to join a coding bootcamp. النهارده معاوية owns a Y Combinator tech company that's worth $7 million. ازاي ممكن واحد يشتغل ويبقى software engineer؟ وعلى فكرة ان انت يبقى معاك شهاده كمبيوتر ساينس not enough، لان السكيلز اللي انت محتاجها عشان تبقى market ready are completely different. So you can take a training course, تاخد course online certificate which is quite affordable, but it never gives you this mentored learning. بيعلمك ازاي تستخدم التكنولوجي on the job. ممكن تسافر بقى وزي معاوية تاخد coding bootcamp أو تاخد equivalent بتاعه online, then you will get one-to-one online mentoring, but that's quite expensive. Why can't we have mentored learning that at a more affordable price? My name is Iman Al-Kushiri, and I'm presenting to you Makina, Egypt's first bootcamp-like tech school. It all started when Bahia went to San Francisco, attended one of these coding bootcamps. ورجعت عايزة تعمل experience دي هنا في مصر. معاها سامح الأنصاري, an assistant lecturer at Nile University, and he owns his own software company. And myself, Iman, a user experience freelance trainer. So we researched how these bootcamps are done. واكتشفنا that there's mainly 4 main stages. Our stage is the selection stage through a pre-course. وده ممكن أي حد ياخده، مش لازم يبقى عنده technical background. And from it we evaluate their readiness and potential to join the rest of the program. بعد كده there's this mentor learning part where an industry expert actually coaches you through projects that are like similar to the job-like projects you're going to work on. بعد كده بيبقى في job skills training, you get to know the software engineering process, you get to know how to work in a team, present your work. And finally, a hiring assessment that helps you be matched to job opportunities. To build a bootcamp that we had to also build a team of advisors. We're currently in touch مع 3 من اللي بيشتغلوا bootcamps very popular in the US. وعشان نبني الكوريكولم بتاع الويب development bootcamp, we have with us industry experts. Ahmed Al-Alfi, 10 plus years of experience, and he's a front-end specialist. And Omar Mekki with 8 plus years of experience, and he's specialized in back-end development. So, هيتخرج من bootcamp ده full stack developers, and we already talked to a lot of companies that are interested in hiring such calibers, and we have our list of early believers who want to look at our graduates. لكن when we think of the technology field, we don't only look at jobs هنا في مصر. لأن actually Egypt right now is doing really great when it comes to outsourcing. The IT sector efforts خلت مصر تكسب ال outsourcing destination of the year. And if you consider in just the US by 2020 هيكون عندها 1 million jobs that are unmatched, this means إن في ال4 سنين الجايين مصر عندها فرصة كبيرة قوي in outsourcing. So, we are in our first phase, which is our go-to-market phase, and we're really focusing on early adopters. We successfully ran 4 rounds of the pre-course بتاعنا with 40 graduates, and we have 8 success stories. مع إن ده كان مجرد a basic course مش بيساعد الناس مش زي البوت كامب التاني. We're also working on building a tech community. We do free sessions في الجامعات, and we do sponsored tech meetups. And we're having our first offline bootcamp in March 2017. So typically, a bootcamp is 3 months and it's full-time. So one student in a bootcamp will cost us around 12,000 Egyptian pounds. And the revenue we get per student is around 20,000 Egyptian pounds. ده جاي من tuition fees that either the student pays or he can get a sponsored scholarship for it, plus the referral fees that comes from jobs. So if we have 25 students in a bootcamp, and in the first 2 years we'll have 2 tracks, web development and user experience design, this means we'll have 16 bootcamps and 400 students in the first 2 years. بس احنا عارفين ان الماركت اكبر من كده بكتير. Actually المنحه اللي بتقدمها وزاره الاتصالات ITI بتقعد 9 شهور وبتخرج في السنه حوالي 1000 واحد. So this is where phase 2 comes in, so that we can scale more and cater for more students. We'll take part of the course اللي احنا بنيناه وجربناه offline ده online, but still maintain an offline mentorship اللي احنا بنيناه. And this is going to be a blended learning platform وهيكون أول مرة facilitated بالعربي. We'll also add more technical tracks and expand in the MENA region. Al-Makina is the hub for market-ready software engineers. Let's change more lives with coding. Go to our website if you want to become an instructor معانا or a hiring partner. We're waiting for you at our booth outside, and we have a workshop on Sunday in Rise Up. We'd hope to see you there. Thank you.
Hi everyone. My name is Gihad Abdallah and I'm the founder of Mermaid. And let me take you through our mermaid story. It really all started when I had a problem that looked like this. Like this. A very messy, unorganized home. I work long hours. All I want to do every day is just go back to a clean home, and that is never the case. Validating this idea with friends and family, and even myself, we realized that this is not the only problem. Hiring a cleaner is a hassle. Finding a cleaner that you can trust with your home is a hassle. Going shopping the previous day for the detergents and all the supply they need to clean your home is also a hassle. This is why we created Mermaid, where we can connect professional cleaners to the people with a problem like myself, households, where they can have a clean and a made easy experience. Our mermaids are background checked and they are absolutely safe. These are people that we have interviewed ourselves, people that we have trained ourselves, and you can absolutely trust with your home. Like I said, it's a hassle-free experience. You don't have to go shopping. We come with all our supplies needed to clean your home. We show up on time, and you can absolutely trust us to give you the best quality. All that being said, not compromising the quality cleaning that is tailored for every home. We started in May 2016 with 0 mermaids and 1 customer. So we knew since then that we really have to work so hard to increase our customer base and our network of cleaners. By July 2016, we started and we launched our Mermaid brand with 5 cleaners and an increase in our customer base. Since July, we have been making revenues and we're actually cash positive. And we have successfully cleaned 70 homes, cleaned by our mermaids in the Maadi area, expanding to other areas like Zamalek and downtown. By September 2016, we joined AUC's Venture Lab, where we enhanced our business model and we are ready to expand and scale in other districts and perhaps other cities in Egypt. And we have over 1,000 users on, registered users on our website. Our current working mermaids are 3 full-timers and over 25 part-timers, and we have a recurrent rate slightly more than 50%. We're also introducing new features that could redefine cleaning to change the way you're used to cleaning your home. You can now pay by the hour, an hourly rate if you don't need a full house cleaning, where you can hire a mermaid with a minimum of 2 hours for 40 EGPs, or you can simply ask for a customized cleaning where we clean a specific area of your home, like the outdoor area, kitchen, or really whatever you need. The Made Easy experience will not be complete without an affordable rate and a price that you know exactly what you're paying for. This is why when you choose the hourly plan, you pay by the time spent and the cleaner salary. Regarding the full cleaning house for your home, you pay by the space of your home. We are introducing, and we are actually implementing a one-click away strategy. We're not going to be able to provide you with a full solution unless we're tech-enabled. This is why our mobile app and platform will make it easy for our customers to book their cleaners, know more about the subscription plans, and even book a certain cleaner every time. And we're introducing those too by Q2 of 2017. Currently, we want to go to our customers rather than they come to us. This is why we're launching a chatbot to make it easy and nice for people to book their cleaners via their messenger chat. Security is a priority at Mermaid. This is why we are partnering up with the biggest insurance company in the world, AXA Insurance, where they will tailor an insurance plan just for mermaid that could go up to 10 million Egyptian pounds per claim and up to 20 million Egyptian pounds for the whole year. We're not alone in the market. However, Mermaid is the only dedicated company with affordable rates that's focusing only on cleaning. We are very dedicated, and the value we provide our customers is definitely represented in the quality cleaning we leave at your home. The Mermaid team is myself. I'm the founder, and I currently handle operations, along with the founding team, Ismail, who has experience in, he's actually going to take care of all the tech and the one-click-away strategy that we have. And we have Waini, who is the current operation supervisor, and she is the Maadi area manager. In 2 days, Rise Up Summit will start. This year is very special, where we are partnering up with them. You can see our mermaids cleaning the campus around you while you have the best Rise Up experience. Your attendance means a lot to us today. This is why I ask every one of you to go to our Facebook page, Mermaid EG, have a nice chat with our bots, and claim your discount, VLAB50, to get a 50% off your first cleanup with Mermaid. Thank you.
Hi. So when I was at my university, I had a lot on my plate. I needed to communicate with my professor, with the TA. I needed to go to online storage platforms to download materials. I needed to go to social media to chat with my friends and my professors and check for announcements and posts. I need to go to the copy center and to the library to check for other printed material. It was really exhausting. And I wondered, isn't there an easier way to do all of this? It turns out there actually is. There's something called a learning management system, or e-learning. And they actually facilitate the educational process by providing tools that help learners and educators during the educational process. But we felt that there's still a lot of potential for these kind of systems. And that's why we developed our own learning management system. And we called it Notu. Notu, which means to write in Latin, is a learning management system that we developed that will help make education easier and more accessible for everyone, just as writing has done. And the two main systems in the market right now are Moodle and Blackboard. And they provide some interesting features. In terms of resource sharing, they allow professors to share their materials with students. In terms of scheduling and organizing, they allow for a time schedule for the students to check their deadlines and so forth. In terms of communication, they allow professors to email all their class students. But when it comes to cost, they're a bit expensive. And when it comes to installation, the system is a bit complex because there's a lot of hardware and software involved that makes it hard for a lot of universities to adopt the system. And that's where Notu comes in. With Notu, in addition to the professor sharing feature, students can also share the important materials that with their fellow students. And when it comes to organizing and scheduling, we provide an interactive schedule where the users themselves can prioritize on the tasks that are important to them, so they don't ever need to miss a deadline. When it comes to communication, we're providing a chatting tool for professors and students to communicate with each other effectively and efficiently. And in cost, we cost 20 to 50% less than any other service. And in terms of installation, we provide cloud-hosted service, which means that universities don't need to use any hardware or software on their own campus. They just need to log on to our website or use our app, and that's it. This is our interface. On the left, you can see you have the navigation bar so you can manage your resources. And on the right, you have your chatting tools so you can reach all of your peers. And in the middle, it's all of the resources you're ever going to need in the educational process. And we're constantly looking for developing our service to be more user-friendly and interactive. We're going to price universities 50 Egyptian pounds per student through an annual contract, which we're going to hold with them per year. And in terms of the market itself, there's a current 15% increase in number of students enrolled in private universities in Egypt, with only a 5% increase in the number of private universities in Egypt. With 35 institutions serving 150,000 students, 28 of those institutions don't have a learning management system. And what happens when they come to increase their capacity is simply that the educational quality is going to fall. But when they use Noto, they don't need to worry about increasing their capacity because the educational quality is just going to go up. This is the team responsible for Noto. My name is Abdurrahman Quraim and I'm the founder. And as you can see, we all come from different backgrounds, all to use our different experiences to make Noto a better service for everyone. We're piloting for a semester in the summer of 2017, and we're targeting these universities with us already in talks with Al-Akademiyya Al-Bahrain. And in terms of scalability of the service or the business itself, we can easily scale. Since there's a high demand for these kind of services right now, and it's affordable, it's easy to adopt, and it's easy to use. So go to notolms.com now and sign the petition to have Noto at your university to make education easier and more accessible. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Hussein Mumtaz and I'm here to present ShopX. Okay. كلنا عارفين ان القاهرة مليانة مطاعم وكافيهات. وان هما بيدفعوا كتير جدا كل شهر على ادز وبروموشنز عشان يوصلوا لنا ويجيبوا كاستمرز جداد. بس تخيلوا ان تكلفة ان هما يوصلوا لكاستمر جديد اعلى 16 ضعف من ان هما يحافظوا على كاستمر موجود عندهم اوريدي. وده اللي انا جاي اتكلم عليه النهارده، ازاي احنا هنساعدهم يحافظوا على اللويالتي بتاعت الكاستمر. لما بدانا نستدي ونوبزرف الناس بتعمل ده ازاي، الستورز بتعمل ده ازاي اوريدي، لقينا الناس اللي على سكيل صغير بتحاول تعمل ده بان هي بيرسونلايز الكوميونيكيشن معاك، هو راجل يبقى عارفك ويتكلم معاك فانت بتروح له اكتر من مره. اكشلي عربيات الفول بتعمل ده كويس جدا. على السكيل الاكبر من كده ده مش هينفع، فالسكيل الاكبر من كده الناس بتبدا تستخدم الفاوتشرز واللويالتي كارد. بس المشكله مع الحل دوت ان هو فيه هيدك عالي جدا ان انت تجوين وتمانج عدد كبير قوي من الكاردز بسيستمز مختلفه. وحتى لما بيحولوا ده لابس فستيل نفس المشكله موجوده، انت محتاج تنزل 20 30 اب ب 20 30 سيستم مختلف وما تضمنش الكواليتي بتاعت اللويالتي بروجرام، فستيل ده ما حلش الموضوع. في ابس حاولت تحل الموضوع دوت بان هي تعمل يونيفرسال لويالتي بروجرام، نفس الاب نفس السيستم شغال في اكتر من مكان. بس احنا لما عملنا انترفيوز مع كاستمرز كتار لقينا ان في مشكله كبيره قوي ما حدش حلها لحد دلوقتي، وهي ان الناس مش عايزه تقف قدام الكاشير وفي ناس حواليها وطابور وراها وتفضل تتكلم 5 دقائق مع الكاشير تقول له ان هي جت المره اللي فاتت خدت الاوفر الفلاني ودي تاني مره فالمفروض ثالث مره تتحسب ببلاش. الناس مش عايزه ده، الناس عايزه طريقه ابسط من كده بكتير. That's why we created ShopX. ShopX Universal Loyalty Program. نفس الاب بيشتغل في اماكن كتير جدا. بس الفرق ان هو بيحول البروسيس كلها ل 3 simple steps. اول حاجه ادخل مكان بيستخدم ShopX. تاني حاجه لما تيجي تحاسب الكاشير هياخد منك رقم تليفونك او الاي دي بتاع ShopX بتاعك، هياخد الرقم ويدخله في اب عنده. 10% من فاتورتك هتتحول لبوينتس في المكان ده. وكل ما تجمع بوينتس اكتر كل ما هتانلوك فري برودكتس اكتر زي ما موجود في السكرين شوت دي. فانت بتاخد هنا فاليو حقيقيه والستور بيستفاد ان ده بقى خلي عندك سبب ان انت تجيله مره واثنين وثلاثه. ومش دي الفاليو الوحيده اللي احنا بنديها للستورز. احنا بندي للستور انسايتس واناليتكس، عاملين الكاستمرز اللي بيجوا له اعمارهم ايه، بيصرفوا قد ايه. ولو عايز يريتش الكاستمرز دول بسهوله من جوه الاب يقدر يعمل كده عن طريق دايركت مسجز او مش نوتيفيكيشنز. وقصاد الفاليوز دي احنا بناخد من الستور انوال سبسكريبشن. الانوال سبسكريبشن بيغطي معظم الفيتشرز اللي الستورز كلها محتاجاها. بس في فيتشرز ثانيه مش كل الناس محتاجاها، احنا فصلناها في ادونز وخليناها فيز لوحدها. التيم اللي شغال على شوبكس احنا 2 كو فاوندرز، 1 founding employee. Actually, 2 years ago, Anna Ahmed co-founded a software house with like 15 software engineers. واحمد هو المانجر بتاعه، والسوفت وير هاوس هو المسؤول عن كل الديفلوبمنت اللي هيحصل على شوب اكس. التيم دوت خلال ال3 شهور اللي فاتوا قدر يجيب اجريمنتس مع 16 ستور ومع 3 سوشيال ميديا ايجنسيز عشان تساعدنا ان احنا نوصل للكلاينتس اللي عندهم بسهوله. اخر الشهر ده هنتست الاب مع ستور واحد لمده 3 ويكس، وبعد كده هنلانش، واوريدي معانا 15 ستور موجودين في الاول، ومتوقعين ان احنا خلال اول 3 شهور نوصل لمينيمم 3000 يوزر. اوكي يعني الكلام مش بفلوس، بس احنا هنعمل ده ازاي؟ هنعمل ده ان الستورز بتبوش الكاستمرز بتوعها عن طريق كاشيرز، عن طريق حاجات موجوده جوه الستور ان هي تدخل جوه الاب، مش بس احنا بنحاول نعمل كاستمر اكوزيشن. One more thing, please go to showxgo.com وسبسكرايب، وهيجي لكم الاب اول لما ينزل هنبعت لكم، وهيجي لكم فري بونس في كل الستورز اللي احنا موجودين فيها. Thank you so much. Being in the nature is fun, but sometimes it can be extremely dangerous and life-threatening. And when this happens, we need to be prepared. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhammad Abubakar, and I would like to share with you a near-death experience that happened to me, my evacuation from the Himalayas on the 6th of October 2013. But let me take you 3 days back when it all started. I remember I came out of my tent. It was a bright sunny day. Everything was fine. The weather forecast was fine. I packed my gear and started trekking to an altitude of around 5,000 meters, and this is when it all changed. The sun went away, we started getting fast-moving clouds, and before you know it, we were hit by a massive snowstorm, and the visibility dropped to almost zero. We couldn't see anything. We couldn't see the trail. We couldn't see our own, even our own hands. At that point, we were stuck. The temperature dropped to minus 10 degrees Celsius, and with this altitude, your mind starts drifting. The only thing I could do is pitch my tent, crawl into my sleeping bag, radio for help, and just pray. This actually lasted for 3 days until we got evacuated. Now, 4 months later, a similar incident happened, but this time it was not the Himalayas. It was here in Egypt, in St. Catherine, when 4 hikers got lost in the mountains and froze to death. Quality gear can save your life. 1 out of 167 amateur climbers die in the Himalayas, while 1 out of 6,900 experts die. So why do more amateurs die? Simply, if you want to be in the outdoors, you need to be prepared. And part of this preparation is that you have to have accessibility to quality outdoor equipment. And in Egypt, for example, we can't have this accessibility. And even if you have the privilege to have accessibility to high quality gear, buying it is always expensive. And this is the point where my partner and I came up with the solution to this problem. Caribou, an online platform that connects outdoor gear owners from around the world with adventure seekers. These are our 2 customer segments. So what's in it for adventure seekers? You don't have to buy anything, especially if you're going for a first-time experience, you don't have to buy anything anymore. You can rent it any place you go from around the world and connect with local gear owners. And this means you can pack lighter, travel further and faster. So the message that we're trying to push is you can own nothing but still experience everything. Now, our second customer segment, the gear owners, you already invested a lot into this gear. So this means by listing your equipment with Caribou, you can make a little bit of your money back. You can still connect with people who share your same passion from around the world, and you don't have to worry about anything happening to your gear because at the end of the day, our insurance has you covered. So share your passion, share your gear. Both of these customer segments will be able to rate and review each other. So to put things into perspective, let's take an example. Let's say you're going on a camping trip to Norway.
Instead of buying a tent, a sleeping bag, a backpack, hiking poles, and some accessories to have a safe and sound experience and spending $1,100, you can rent it through Caribou and spend only $14 a day. But where do we make our money, Caribou? We take a flat, fixed fee from the gear owner, and we take a percent of the rentals from the adventure seeker. But this is not how we started. When we launched our business model, we actually launched in 2016, June 2016, as travel consultants. By September, we already sold 4 trips. But we realized that our business model was not scalable. In October, and after we joined Venture Labs, we decided to pivot to this new sharing economy business model that I just explained. And we spent the entire month of October validating this idea. By November, we relaunched again, and in the last month, we managed to recruit 154 early adopters. We managed to get our first 4 customers from our Facebook page, and we got 6,000 in revenue from the gear that we already had in our stock. We collaborated with the most daring adventure company in Egypt, Gezit, and just a few days back, we also partnered up with a new rising star, Adventure Quarters, which is a new company in the adventure market. But Egypt is just our pilot. At the end of the day, we see that with this model, we can actually scale. And what we want to do is by September 2017, we want to go global. And if you take a look at the global market, 195 million people go on adventure trips just in 2016. And this number has been increasing by 46% since 2009. These people spend $200 billion plus buying outdoor gear annually. But we're going to focus, Caribou, we're going to focus on Scandinavia for 2 reasons. Number one, Scandinavians spend $308 million annually buying outdoor gear. And the second thing is that my partner, Lila Abubakar, she's a social and legal counselor, and she's born and raised in Denmark, and she knows the system inside out. So she will be an extremely useful resource once we plan to move there. As for myself, I introduce myself. I'm an ex-field engineer, and I spent over 7.5 years in Schlumberger in operations. And to us, this is not just a business. This is more of a lifestyle or a passion. We believe that there's more to life than just a 9-to-5 job or being trapped in between 4 doors. Because at the end of the day, every once in a while, it hits us how fast time flies. And suddenly we look back and we wonder, what else is out there? All the places we could have seen, the people we could have met, and the things we could have done. The truth is, you never know who you really are or what you're capable of until you get out of your comfort zone. So we're trying to tell everybody to get out of their comfort zone, unplug, break away from the herd. And if you're an outdoor gear owner, list your gear with us. If you're an experience seeker, your next adventure is a rent away. Please log on to our Facebook page. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. So, throughout the past decade, the world has witnessed a number of tragic events. And I'm not talking about man-made disasters. I'm talking about tsunamis, hurricanes, and floods. Events that we all consider to be natural disasters, yet are not. Yes, they are caused by nature, but it is a reactive response to our actions. Now, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So what is it that we're doing that's causing nature to react in that way? And the answer lies in almost everything that we do, from the way we manufacture our products and build our cities, to the modes of transportation that we use every day. All coming down to our dependence on cheap and available fossil fuels that are finite, are unsustainable, and are the main contributor to climate change and global warming, thus to the events that I've just shown you. And this is why innovations in renewable energy have emerged, aiming to tackle this dependence. Now, you may be familiar with wind and solar energy, but there is a type of renewable energy called biofuels that is tailored to target the industrial sector. Now, biofuels come from oil found in plants, such as corn, sugarcane, and vegetables. And we found that by extracting and chemically modifying that oil, we are able to produce renewable fuels. But from here rises a dilemma that limits the potential of the market. Should we use our scarce resources of food and land to produce our fuel? And this is where we come in. My name is Abdurrahman Osman, and I'm a co-founder at J-Fuel. And J-Fuel is a biodiesel production company that produces advanced biodiesel from an inedible plant called Jatropha that can be cultivated on marginal lands, so as not to compete with either food or land. Jatropha can also be irrigated using treated wastewater and has one of the highest oily contents recorded. And so after producing and testing more than 100 liters of our oil, we found that our Jatropha biodiesel is compatible with almost any type of diesel engine, requiring no modifications whatsoever. We also produce it at a cost that is 30% less than conventional diesel, reducing carbon emissions by 80% and lowering fuel consumption. And our biodiesel abides by international standards. And so after doing that, we thought to ourselves, so where do we fit in? And we looked into both local and global markets, and we found that since diesel in Egypt is subsidized, at least for now, we have a greater potential in the European market, which has a capacity of 28 million tons of biodiesel annually, 17 million of which are served, while 3.4 are imported every year. And our market share will depend on our production capacity. So where do we get our Jatropha from? Where do we get our supply? And aiming to start lean, we decided not to plant our Jatropha ourselves, at least for now. We depend on our supply from both international suppliers and the Ministry of Agriculture that we've signed contracts with. Now the ministry has cultivated more than 2,000 faddans of Jatropha for forestation purposes and are not used for biodiesel production. Although they have a capacity to produce 8 million tons of biodiesel every year. Now, we planned our capacity and our facility based on our available resources. And we found that given an initial investment of $300,000, we are able to produce more than 3,000 tons of biodiesel annually, taking a market share of 0.1% and a net profit margin of 52%, having a payback period of only 4 months. Now, our team is composed of 4 AUC mechanical engineering graduates who have been working on this project for more than 2 years and have conducted award-winning research, of winning the Go Green Expo for being the first comprehensive study on biodiesel in Egypt. We have also been featured in the AUC News and are now accredited and authorized by the IDA. Now, what's next? We aim to look into the aviation industry and are now in talks with the Ministry of Aviation, since Egypt Air aims to put biodiesel into its jet fuel in 2020. We also our oil has application in lubricants, in motor engines, and we will be looking into different sources of waste to produce our biodiesel that complement both our mission and vision. Now, if you would like to know more, please go onto our website and Facebook page. Thank you.
السلام عليكم. القاهرة هي ثاني أزحم مدينة في العالم. احنا بنضيع تلت وقتنا عشان بنتحرك في 4 ساعات يوميا، وبنضيع أكتر من 12 مليار دولار سنويا بسبب خسائر الزحمة. مع إن احنا عندنا أكتر من 5 مليون عربية، 70% منهم فيهم 3 كراسي فاضيين. طب احنا ليه مش بنركب مع بعض؟ عشان 3 أسباب مهمين. أول حاجة أكيد إحنا مش هنركب حد غريب ما نعرفوش معانا العربية. تاني حاجة مش بنبقى متأكدين هننزل من البيت إمتى وهنرجع تاني البيت إمتى بالظبط. وحتى لو ركبنا مع بعض مش هنقبل إن إحنا نحاسب بعض على ثمن المشوار أو البنزين. أنا أحمد نجم من رايح موبايل أبلكيشن. أنت هتصحى الصبح تستخدم رايح موبايل أبلكيشن، هتقول أنا نازل مثلا كمان نص ساعة. رايح هتقول لك مين من زمايلك في الشغل أو في الجامعة لسه ما راحوش فتقدروا تروحوا مع بعض. رايح بتشتغل مع الكوميونيتيز، closed communities زي الشركات او الجامعات. فبنقدر نفيريفاي كل اليوزرز اللي على الابلكيشن عشان نقدر نحقق اعلى امان ممكن لليوزر. جوه العربيه مفيش اي فاينانشال ترانزاكشن ما بين الناس اللي جواها. كل الترانزاكشنز بتحصل عن طريق رايح بوينتنج سيستم اللي بيريموف اي awkwardness في التعامل. احنا البيزنس موديل بتاعنا بي تو بي، عقود سنويه بنعملها مع الشركات زي CIB اللي هم اختاروا رايح عشان الموظفين بتوعهم يقدروا يروحوا الشغل بطريقه efficient و sustainable. مش بس CIB, we're talking to other corporates as well. وكل ده ما كانش هيحصل من غير مساعدة سميرة my co-founder والتيم بتاع رايح. احنا حوالي 12 واحد مع بعض قدرنا نعمل اكتر من 140,000 تريب، وكسبنا تاني احسن ستارت اب موبايل ابلكيشن في العالم في موبايل وورلد كونجرس في برشلونة السنة دي. مش بس عشان احنا عملنا حل لوكالايزد ينفع للثقافة المصرية، لا عشان كمان نقدر نسكيل في كونتيننتس ثانية زي افريكا ومينا وساوث امريكا وايشيا. احنا بنحب نشكر كل الناس اللي ساعدتنا في البوت سترابينج جيرني بتاعتنا لحد دلوقتي، سواء ادونا فاندنج عشان نديفلوب اور برودكتس او ساعدونا في البيزنس بتاعنا for refining it زي انجاز وزي تيك وزي AUC Venture Lab. احنا we're currently looking forward to go to the next level. عشان كده we're seeking funding. So ride with us. شكرا.
So, hello everyone. Can you imagine the world without technology? Just take a second and think about it. صعبة صح? Because technology is affecting each and every aspect of our lives. Technology is changing the way we move from place to place, saving us more time. Technology is changing the way we receive medical treatment and diagnosis in hospitals, so improving our health. But when it comes to something as important as education, there is no significant changes. الصورتين في مصر والفرق ما بينهم سنين كتير، بس للاسف ما زلنا في مدارسنا بنتعلم بنفس الطريقه بنفس الطرق والتكنيكس. In Egypt, there are more than 20 million students who are trying hard to study and doing their best. But what they get is this, a mess of unorganized content and resources to study from. In Egypt, there are more than 8 million parents who are doing tremendous efforts to follow up with their children's teachers and keep track of schools' updates and notifications with every possible means. And almost 1 million teachers who are, instead of actually teaching our children, they are overloaded with this, managing tons of paperwork. So this is so silly because we are in 2016. We are witnessing a breakthrough in technology that saves us a lot of things. But still, we are wasting a lot of time, efforts, and resources in our schools. My name is Mahmoud Wahi. I'm the co-founder of IQSAN, a solution that makes schools smarter. So the idea of IQSAN came as we have very powerful tools in our hands, our smartphones, computers, and the internet. So we said, why not integrating such powerful tools with something as important as education to make learning and teaching easier and more engaging for everyone in our schools. Then we created IQSAN, the learning management system. It's an all-in-one solution that connects parents, students, teachers, and administration on one platform so that they can communicate, collaborate, share content and resources in an easy and organized way. These are actual and real screenshots from our application. We have a web application and native Android and iOS applications. So it's accessible, you can use it anytime, anywhere, using the device you want. This is our promise for our schools, that everything in your school using IQSAN will be organized, everyone will be updated, and your community will be more productive. So we are not alone in the market, and we know this. There are local competitors and there are global competitors. And I had realized that after leaving Schneider Electric as an automation engineer and working for a group of schools and as an education technology consultant, I have spent 1.5 years of my life understanding what school needs and wants from technology. Not only that, but studying, analyzing, designing, and developing IQSAT to be a product market fit for schools in Egypt. So our prices are not too expensive and they are not cheap. We are just in the middle. So it's affordable and value for money for schools. And when it comes to the features, we included the main usable features so that the user is not confused and not crowded. And when it comes to the setup, we have zero technical complexity on the school side because it's all on the cloud, so it's easy to set up. And we have focusing on building a global product with a local user experience so that it's adaptable for everyone in schools. And we are the only company that sells you a product and make sure that it really works for you. How we do that? By designing and tailoring a program for schools to integrate our solution in their daily activities and processes. The market in Egypt is really good and promising. We have over 2 million students in private schools in Egypt. The market segment that we are targeting فيه أكثر من 660,000 طالب. كل طالب بيدفع 150 جنيه في السنة, which makes the market segment potential generating a revenue of more than 100 million Egyptian pounds. The amazing team behind this product is Ahmed, our CTO, who comes with an experience from Subway Surfers, the most downloadable games of all the time, and our Muhammad, the solution support manager, who have a bachelor and master's degree from Sheffield and Edinburgh University in UK, and me, Mahmoud, who is responsible currently for the business development. These are our success partners. These are our success partners, our 4 schools that we have been operating in. They have more than 7,000 users, more than 5,000 announcements, and currently created more than 20,000 lessons. So if you believe in us, and if you believe that we can change education in schools like we do, we started in 2015 with 3,600 users, and currently, in less than 1 year, we have 7,000 users and 4 schools, achieving a growth percentage of more than 105%. So, not only that, we have been incubated in the AUC Venture Lab, and we have been selected as the second best startup in Imagine project between the GEC and Margaret Phillips University in Germany. So when we say that in 2017, we will reach 14 schools and more than 25,000 users, we are not dreaming. These are goals based on facts, based on achievements that we have done before. In 2018, we are going to launch in the Gulf region. So let us talk, let us discuss what other opportunities and partnerships that we can do. هتلاقونا مستنيينكم بره سور المدرسه او قصدي بره سور القاعه عشان في البوث اللي هو اللي ورا القاعه. شكرا.
Distracted driving. Distracted driving is fatal and also it is illegal. 37,000 بني آدم ده رقم الناس اللي ماتت على الطرق في أمريكا السنة اللي فاتت علشان المشكلة دي. أكثر من 421,000 بني آدم اتصابوا بسبب نفس المشكلة. من كل 2.5 مليون حادثة 1.6 مليون حادثة كان التليفون جزء أساسي ورئيسي. كامبينز كتير قوي اتعملت الحكومه من NGOs وكمان من شركات كبيره تيليكوميونيكيشن كومبانيز زي AT&T عشان الموضوع ده. كان الانتراكشن بالناس ما بين 100,000 ل 250,000 بني ادم عملوا فيزيتس الكامبينز دي في شهر واحد بس. واكثر من 12.7 مليون بيتش، ناس بتسبورت الكامبينز بتاعت الناس دي بس عشان مش عايزه تشوف حوادث على الطرق بسبب الديستراكتد درايفنج. كل الناس دي اتفقت وقالت لك ما تعملش، ما تستخدمش السمارت فون بتاعك وانت سايق، ما تعملش الموضوع ده. بس مع زياده الابلكيشنز بتاعت الانترنت اوف ثينجز واكتر من كده، كل الناس دي بتقول لك اعمل، استخدم السمارت فون بتاعك، بس اعمل كده ماتش مور سمارتر، وكمان تعمل كده وانت سيف. انا محمد جوده، وهقدم لكم سوليوشن عشان تقدروا تستخدموا بيه الاسيستنت بتاع التليفون بتاعكم سواء كان سيري او جوجل بطريقه سمارت وانت جوه العربيه بتاعتك. مش محتاج النهارده انك انت تقعد تعيد الكلام تاني للموبايل بتاعك عشان تسمع. الموبايل مش سامعك لان الهاردوير فيه ليميتيشن، الميكروفون فيه ليميتيشن، وكمان في ابلكيشنز انت مش قادر تدخل عليها بسبب السمارت فون. احنا شركه افري بنقدم اول برودكت لينا ويمو. ويمو هو جادجت بتقدر تكونكت مع السمارت فون بتاعك وتسهل استخدام الاسيستنت زي ما احنا. كل اللي انت عليك تعمله انك تجيب اليونت وتوصلها بالبلوتوث على التليفون بتاعك سواء من iOS او اندرويد، وبعد كده من خلال اب بسيط جدا تقدر تكونفيجر جيستشرز موجوده هنا. تقدر تسواب يمين تفتح نافيجيتور، تسواب شمال تفتح ميوزك بلاير، او حتى تستخدم ابلكيشنز بتاع الاي تريبل كي تفتح الجراج بتاع البيت او تشغل كافي ماشين لما توصل البيت او غيره. وبعد كده اليونت بتكون جاهزه انها تتحط على الويل بتاعت العربيه بتاعتك. من الوقت ده بيكون عينك على الطريق وصوتك مسموع كويس جدا. ليه؟ لان في اري اوف مايكروفونز دي باورد باي اس اي مايكرو الكترونكس بتقدر تسمعك كويس جدا انها بتبينفورم السيجنال بتاعك. يعني ايه؟ يعني تقريبا بتعمل كوره حوالين الراجل اللي سايق. هي سامعاك كويس سواء كان الازاز بتاعك مفتوح وفيه نويز بره او حد بيتكلم جنبك او حتى ميوزك شغاله في العربيه. هي سامعاك انت بس كويس جدا. وكمان الجستشرز اللي انت عملت لها كستمايزيشن بقت موجوده على اللاب وموجوده ليك انت، يعني حتى لو غيرت العربيه الكونفجريشن بتاعك موجود على اليونت بتاعك. تقدر تشغل منها الابس اللي انت عايزها في اي وقت وانت فاضي. احنا بدانا البرودكت كونسبت بتاعنا في سبتمبر 2016 يعني مع بدايه السايكل. ان شاء الله يا رب اخر الشهر ده هيكون في كامبين، الماركتنج كامبين بتاعتنا عشان الكراود سورس كامبين على كيك ستارتر. احنا شركه امريكيه موجهين الماركت ده، موجهين البرودكت ده لماركت امريكا. كامبين هتكون في اخر ديسمبر ان شاء الله، والتسليم بتاعها في 2017 ماي 2017. الريتيل برايس بتاعنا $49. لو كنت من الناس اللي هتشتري الكامبين او البري اوردر البرودكت بتاعنا وقت الكامبين، هتقدر تاخد البرودكت ده كايرلي ادابتر بسعر من $29 ل $39. عشان الموضوع ده يتعمل كان لازم يكون في تيم. التيم ده بيمكس من تكنيكال سكيلز، بزنس سكيلز، ماركتنج اند سيلز. الناس دي الاكسبيرينس بتاعتهم بتتراوح من 4 ل 6 سنين. اتجمعوا مع بعض عشان يخلوا الحاجه دي حقيقيه وعشان ينجحوا سوا. عشان تعرفوا معلومات اكتر عن الكامبين يا ريت تدخلوا على السوشيال ميديا بتاعتنا وتعملوا سبسكريبشن على النيوز ليتر بتاعت ميمو. شكرا جزيلا.
Okay, we're almost done. We finished our 10 startups from this cycle, but before we go, there are a couple of things that we want to do. First, we want to take a flashback. We have a startup from our previous cycle that's doing something interesting, Voxera. So before we actually close, we wanted to get him to do a second pitch. Not everybody does that. So the mic is yours.
السلام عليكم. بداية أحب أشكر دكتور أيمن وحمزة وكل التيم بتاع فيلاب السبورت اللي قدموه، وأحب أشكر التيم بتاعنا قريب عمرو رياني، عبد الله علي، أحمد زوبي. تعالوا نقول في البداية إحنا بنعمل إيه. فوكسيرا هو جهاز بيخليك تستخدم السيم كارد بتاعك وأنت مسافر من غير ما تدفع أي رومينج. إزاي؟ ده فوكسيرا قبل ما تسافر بتحط السيم كارد بتاعتك، let's say انك مصري فبتحط السيم كارد بتاعتك المصريه هنا، توصله بالانترنت وتوصله بالكهرباء وتسيبه في البيت في مصر. تمام؟ تسافر اي مكان تجيب انترنت اكسس وات ايفر 3G او واي فاي. بعد كده بتنزل الموبايل اب بتاعنا، بتدخل اليوزر نيم والباسورد، خلاص انت كده بقيت كونكتد بالسيم كارد بتاعتك اللي في بلدك. اي كول بتيجي تحول على الموبايل اب، مش بتدفع اي رومي. تقدر تبعت كولز وتستقبل كولز، تبعت اس ام اس وتستقبل اس ام اس بالريت بتاعك المصري. طبعا الرحله بتاعتنا كانت صعبه شويه، كانت طويله. احنا بدانا الفكره في اكتوبر 2015. الحمد لله اتقابلنا في AUCVLab، ساعدونا كتير جدا ان احنا ننهانس البيزنس موديل بتاعنا. في الحقيقه هم اللي علمونا يعني ايه نعمل بيزنس موديل، ساعدونا ان احنا نسجل الباتنت بتاعتنا في US في مارس. اتخرجنا من الفي لاب، حسينا ان البرودكت بتاعنا محتاج شويه شغل، الحمد لله خلصنا الشغل عليه وهنبدا الكراود فاندنج كامبين بتاعتنا في رايز اب يوم الجمعه الجاي. ده الفيديو.
To enable roaming before setting up. Canceling your calls during travel. Forgot to enable roaming before setting off. Getting bill shock when you get back. All problems are solved. Introducing Voxera, world's first roaming killer. Voxera combines a smart device with user-friendly application to help you call and receive calls worldwide as much as you want with zero roaming fees.
With Voxera we call to our loved ones wherever we are with the same process as our local telecom providers. The call is the bus that we use your own SIM card.
All you have to do is before travel, take out your SIM card from the phone, put it inside the device, switch it to internet, and leave at home. And when you arrive, get any internet access. Install Voxera application. Now you are connected to your SIM that you left at home. Start sharing your impressions with your family and friends or connect to work with no roaming fees. It's that much easy.
All of us pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for mobile voice roaming. Even now, when the world is full of applications, useful roaming grow and grow. Voxera is not an application, it's savior for roamers.
The one who calls you or receives your calls doesn't need either internet or application. It's simple GSM call for them. Voxera solves all problems and even more, so you spend little money and get more joy. Day by day, people need to be connected with their companies, friends, and families more and more. That's why we built Voxera. Voxera is with you wherever you go. What is good that you can enjoy it with all smart devices. Voxera is a collaboration of hard work, creativity, and team soul. From different prototypes, user testing, our small idea has grown into a real product. We have everything to start manufacturing, and we are ready to take it to the next level.
We started this way with a simple mission to reduce roaming fees, and we are almost there. The prototype is ready, and all we miss is just your help. Help us to bring Voxera to the back of the project and be the first one to enjoy traveling without roaming fears.
شكرا. احنا مبسوطين جدا ان احنا بينكم النهارده، وهنبقى مبسوطين اكتر لما تعملوا بليتش على كيك ستارت. شكرا جدا.
Thank you so much, Al. One of the most interesting things is that we're starting to have interesting hardware startups that are starting their less noisy campaigns. So we're close to the end, and I just wanted to thank everybody. So let me just start with a couple of things that are happening at VLab before we close. Right now, we're starting to look at VLab at different verticals. So when we started 3 years ago, the market was very nascent and early stage. So what we were doing is trying to figure out what are the interesting startups doing out there. The number of startups is increasing, and we're starting to see number of startups in specific sectors, verticals that are starting to show grouping. So things like fintech, where, as Dr. Karim mentioned, we're launching the AUC Venture Lab Fintech Accelerator, and you're going to have another demo day in January that we'd love to invite you to it. But other sectors like creative industries, hardware, education, sustainability, or green tech, or clean tech, depending on how you call it. So all of these are interesting sectors. So our plan in the next period is to start and develop knowledge and mentorship teams around those sectors, and we'd love to do this with partners who have a lot of know-how, whether in AUC or outside, or interested to take these sectors and develop them and take them into the market. So this is point number one. Point number two, a lot of the startups that get out of accelerators and incubators, they kind of face the market and they start developing the products, but they're looking for investors. Everybody know the whole, I'm looking for investment dilemma. And there are many people who are investors in this room, whether angel investors or institutional investors, but we need to grow the pie. So we're also planning to launch, we're actually piloting right now, our investment readiness program. We're looking for companies startups that graduated from VLab or from elsewhere in the market that are at a point where they're ready for serious discussions for investment, and we want to help them get ready for these investments. So this is going to be a very short, focused program that will work with them to help them develop their pitch deck, develop their financials, and think about how do they negotiate with an investment side. And also on the other side, we know that we have many angel investors here in the room, but we need to grow the pie. There are many people that we know who are interested in supporting startups, but they don't know how. They don't know how to negotiate with a startup, how to value a company, how to assess all the know-how that they have, how to select. So we're planning also to have a program shortly to train and qualify angel investors and give them the know-how that they need. So both of these activities we're going to start them at the beginning of 2017. Farah is going to be leading this effort. So we already have the team, we have the content, and we have a lot of startups that are picking up. So these are two things that we're working on, and over the next semester, you're going to start to see the pipeline of investable startups coming out of it, which I hope that some of you would actually join and start putting money in them. That's the most important thing that we want at this point. So other than that, there are a couple of points that I wanted to highlight about this cycle. This cycle is very interesting in different ways. First, we have almost half of the startups coming from AUC teams, which is very interesting. We're very happy to attract AUC graduates and alumni. Second, more than 6 of the teams have co-founders that are women. When we started our first cycle, it was all male, and we did not like that. So we want more women entrepreneurs. So more than half of them, more than actually 6 startups specifically have women co-founders. So this is a wonderful thing. And we have the first time where we have actually one of our, let's call them serial entrepreneurs. So Guda, the last presentation, he was actually in our first cycle. He had an interesting startup. The startup failed. He went and got a job. He worked for 2 years, and then a few months later, a few months ago, he came and he said, I'm starting my second startup. Let's have a conversation. So we told him, you're in. We like you. We think that you have an amazing potential. Just first time didn't work. Second time may work. I don't know if this is going to be the one, but I know that at some point in time, Buddha is going to produce an interesting startup. I hope this is the one. We had a lot of work with him to actually develop the project, develop the prototype, and what we have right now is a very interesting product. I told him I'm going to order 4 on the Kickstarter campaign, so I hope all of you would actually do the same thing. So we're starting to see a lot of recurrence. We have many customers in the room, so that's wonderful. We're starting to see a lot of recurrence. People are actually thinking about this seriously as I really want to be an entrepreneur. If it doesn't work the first time, it's going to work the second time. And that's very important. So those are very interesting things from the VLab. So before I go, I cannot do this without the usual thank you, and I have to use a piece of paper because I don't want to forget anyone. So first thing, thank you to our sponsors. They're always here, the Arab African International Bank, Salt and General Electric. They've been wonderful supporters, and we're really happy to have their support for the demo day, for the VLab in general. Our mentors and our faculty, they've given a lot of time generously to the startups, and I think it shows. A lot of people can see the quality of the pitches, the quality of the startups. This is because you have spent a lot of time with them, coaching them. Everybody's grateful. So we really thank you for this, and we encourage other people to start doing that with us and even without VLab, just talking to entrepreneurs and helping them and mentoring them. We also want to thank our entrepreneurs. They've been living and breathing and spending tons of hours in AUCVLab. Amazing group of people. They always make you feel positive and happy and inspired and ambitious, and they really bring a lot of energy. So I'm sure you will make amazing startups that are going to employ a lot of people and generate a lot of good things in the economy. So you're the reason we're here, and I just wanted to really thank you a lot. Okay, so we're going to launch our next cycle in a few weeks. So for aspiring entrepreneurs in the room, please apply. This is very important. So that's announcement 1. Announcement 2, we're going to be present in Rise Up as one of the co-organizing partners. We're going to have a lot of sessions there, so come and join us. Rise Up is an amazing event for everybody to be there. And last but not least, I want to thank our team. So we have Hamza, Mayumi, Farah, Adil, Hani, Rahmi, Maram, Mayar, Yahya, and Rania. It's a wonderful team. I'm blessed to work with you, and you always introduce new things and make us all a happy family. So I really want to thank the team for that. And the last thing is, Dean Karim Sabir has left because he had to deal with the accreditation group. But even when he's not here, I just wanted to really have a special thank for him. For the past 3 years, he's done a lot of work to support VLab and support entrepreneurship. He's now moving to another adventure. He's also going to do his own other adventure in a different country with a different educational institution. But I really wanted to thank him for all the sincere work that he's done. And I hope that he would have a wonderful adventure. And thank you all. Before we go, there's going to be food networking inside and outside. We know it's cold, so we're giving the Fayette. So I don't want anybody to leave. There are many interesting people in the room. Please spend the next hour talking to them. Our entrepreneurs will be outside. So please network with them and talk. And thank you everybody for being here.